Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 185. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 5th of August 2015, beginning as usual with my first 5, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows number 3. Secret Wars series, the most controversial Spider-Man story of the year continues. There are some lines Spider-Man won't cross, right? Series writer Dan Slott told us what to expect from the story. Quote, "There's a larger story in Renew Your Vows. We've seen how Peter Parker reacts when Aunt May is in the hospital and he has to get medicine to her. We've seen how Spider-Man responds when his family is in danger or they need him. This spins that completely on its head. Now Spider-Man has to determine the responsibilities he has as both a husband and a father." Close quote. He went on to say, quote, "You will see Spidey cast members and villains, some of which I haven't had a chance to play with much or at all. For instance, it's been forever since I've told a story where Eddie Brock was Venom because when I started writing Spider-Man, it was Matt Gargan, so that was kind of fun. You also see a snippet with Kraven, who I haven't really written before, so you'll see a lot of villains." Close quote. At number 2, we have Detective Comics number 43. Batman and his new team are after a band of thieves in Gotham City, but they're about to develop a new weapon that will make them much harder to stop. Series writer Francis Manapul recently announced his departure from the book via Twitter. Quote, "A couple of months ago I made the hard decision to walk away from Detective Comics in order to pursue these new projects," close quote, he tweeted, referencing an earlier tweet where he said he handed in the covers for one of his new projects. Quote, "I loved writing Bruce and Harvey's adventures with my best friend. Much thanks goes out to DC for giving us the opportunity," close quote. Manapul also said that artist Fernando Blanco stepped in at the last minute and did a great job illustrating Manapul and Buccellato's final arc, and that the next arc of Detective will be written by, quote, "a dear friend," close quote, of his. At number 3, we have Darth Vader number 8. Bounty hunters on the attack against the Empire. Darth Vader and Aphra continue their alliance, but how long will it last? Plus, who has tagged mysterious new agent? Marvel Comics announced a Star Wars and Darth Vader crossover series for November called Star Wars Vader Down. Series writer Karen Gillan explained how the Darth Vader series characters would be incorporated. Quote, "Heading toward this crossover, Jason and I have been building the cast and expanding the world between Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back for 12 issues each, and now we get to throw our toys together, and we started to think about certain scenes that we wanted to see, like when Aphra meets Han Solo for the first time. For me, the point of that line is that we're going to throw the whole cast in here together and we're going to see what happens, and one of the most exciting things about the crossover is seeing how they all interact," close quote. At number 4, we have Civil War number 2. Skirmishes between each side continue in the wake of the failed attempt at peace. General Rogers and his forces in the blue continue development of Project Bell Curve, a top-secret effort to win the war in one epic stroke, while Iron President Stark discovers deeply troubling data about the course of the nation's history since its division. Writer Charles Soule shared the setting for the series, quote, "When the story opens, the Civil War has been raging for years and has consumed the entire country, so it's not really just a war between heroes. Non-powered people are involved as well. That said, life goes on. Each side has its own society, cities, infrastructure, etc. It's not like a post-apocalyptic Terminator-esque future. It's life during wartime. That's what was interesting to me. I mean, the ideological divide in the original series was compelling. Do you want security or do you want freedom? The reason it worked so well is that we all have an opinion on that question. In the first book, we had Cap and Iron Man as the figureheads. Here it's gone much further. People have literally picked sides and gone to live in the nation that best represents their ideals," close quote. And at number 5, we have Ultimate End number 4. Whose side are you on? Tony versus Tony? Clint versus Clint? Hulk versus Hulk? The tear between domains deepens. How long can two territories occupy the same space? Here comes Miles. Series writer Brian Michael Bendis spoke recently on his feelings about the book. Quote, "I have many emotions about it. I'm ending on such a fun collaboration with Mr. Bagley, who just this morning handed in some pages which were absolutely Mark and his best. So I'm feeling very good about the project and we're still working on it even though we're close to the end of it. So it feels good, and issue number 5 answers all the questions people had about issue number 1, like, what universe is this? What's going on? Who are all these characters? Why is it happening? All that gets duly resolved, and you also find out the true fate of the Ultimate Universe inside the pages of Ultimate End. So people will discover it there and see what the real legacy of the universe is, but I don't miss it yet, just because I'm still working on it. Overall, though, I feel very good about having a job that was given to me that was only supposed to last 6 issues, and I pulled it into a 15-year gig. It feels pretty good. It feels like maybe the biggest heist in comic freelancer history." Close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we have Future Imperfect number 4, Out of the Frying Pan into the Destroyer. The Maestro, the Thing, and the rest of the crew go looking for the Destroyer in Norsheim and find way more than they bargained for. What's a visit to Norsheim without an all-out battle against a guy named Ulick and an army of trolls? A face from the past returns. Could this spell trouble for the Baron of Dystopia? At number 7, we have Guardians of Knowhere number 2, Secret Wars series. In a colony of thugs and criminals, there's plenty of work in maintaining the peace of Knowhere. But a new power is rising, one that threatens to tear apart the threadbare fabric of the Celestial Head Society. The mantle of a Guardian weighs heavily on its bearer's shoulders. Will those destined to safeguard Battleworld's moon accept that burden in time to save its citizens? At number 8, we have Ms. Marvel number 17. The team-up to end all team-ups has finally arrived. Carol, Captain Marvel Danvers, and Kamala Ms. Marvel Khan face the end of the world head-on in this epic issue. At number 9, from Boom Studios, we have Broken World number 3 of 4. Elena and ex-security member Griff make a desperate bid to reach the rocket outpost in a final attempt to escape Earth. And at number 10, we have Siege number 2. They can't ever win. They can't afford to lose. The shield is the only thing that protects the more civilized areas of Battleworld from the zombie hordes, death machines, and annihilation waves. Anyone who annoys Doom gets sent to the shield. Anyone who gets sent to the shield deals with Abigail Brand. Miss America, Lady Catherine, Kang the Conqueror, Leah Shieldman, the Endless Summers Company, Leonardo da Vinci, and a cast of thousands will fight to the death to keep Battleworld safe. But don't worry, Kieran Gillen is writing this book, so I'm sure everything will end happily for everyone. Imagine Next Wave is a tragedy, says Kieran, if anyone asks him about it. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we've got Batman Beyond number 3. The world starts to give up on its new Batman as the secret of the Cyborg Justice League is revealed. Plus, Brother Eye takes both a giant leap and one small step toward bringing down the final stronghold of humanity, Neo-Gotham. Next, we have Bat-Mite number 3 of 6. Bat-Mite and Robin, it had to happen, even if Damian fights it every step of the way. Does Bat-Mite really believe that Batman's son will welcome his efforts to coach him? Sadly, yes. Say hello to crime fighting's new dysfunctional duo. We've also got FBP Federal Bureau of Physics number 23, and the fate of the world rests in some very uncertain hands. Next we have Green Lantern number 43. Renegade continues. Hal Jordan's at the very edge of space, confronting an old adversary who may be key in helping the former Green Lantern save the universe. We've also got Justice League Gods and Monsters Wonder Woman number 1 one-shot, prequel to the DC Universe movie Justice League Gods and Monsters. Earth in the 1960s, where a woman warrior from a faraway world finds herself among a group of young idealists seeking peace and love in a time of turbulence and upheaval. But Becca of the New Gods finds her Aquarian dream abruptly shattered when she encounters the monstrous genius of Dr. Psycho and the Shock Exchange. And we've got Mad Max Fury Road, Mad Max number 2 of 2. Left for dead and his V8 Interceptor stolen, Max Rockatansky sets out to retrieve it. From Marvel Comics, we've got Age of Apocalypse number 2, Secret Wars series. The hunt for Cypher brings Magneto's X-Men into confrontation with Cyclops and Havoc's elite mutant force. Meanwhile, Angel has to protect a flat scan named Jean Grey, and Dr. Nemesis plans to sabotage Dark Beast's quest to become Apocalypse's newest horseman. Next we have Groot number 3. Alone and adrift, Groot's got nobody to turn to now that his best pal Rocket Raccoon has been kidnapped. What's worse, cosmic calamity continues to strike, and when a cosmic storm threatens to destroy an entire world, it's up to Groot to stop it, but he can't do it alone. Featuring special guest stars Dawn Greenwood and the Silver Surfer. We've also got Guardians Team Up number 9. Far, far away, one of the most dangerous weapons in the galaxy has been stolen by Spider-Man. Peter Quill is back on Earth. His mission, recover the weapon and bring the web-slinger responsible for its disappearance to justice. Stars clash when Star-Lord meets Spider-Man. Next we have Infinity Gauntlet number 3, Secret War series. The search for the Infinity Stones continues. The family finds themselves allied with Thanos. Don't they know Thanos can't be trusted? No. Someone please tell them. We've also got Red Skull number 2 of 3. Under attack by the horrors of the Deadlands, the villains learned that the only way to survive is to sell their souls to the devil. Magneto has always hated everything about the Red Skull, but would he betray that to gain his freedom? Rising stars Joshua Williamson and Luca Pizzari continue their tale of bloody revenge across all of Battleworld. And we've got Spider Island number 2 of 5. The Spider Queen has turned Manhattan into an island of spider madness, and Peter Parker is lost, thanks to Spider Scribe Christus Gage and rising star artist Paco Diaz. With Spider-Man defeated and captive, does Flash Thompson, aka Venom, stand a chance? All this, plus visit the MC2 patch of Battleworld. Mayday Parker and her Spider family are back, courtesy of classic Spider-Girl team Tom DeFalco, Ron Frenz, and Sal Buscema. From Image Comics, we've got The Fade Out number 8, story arc conclusion. Brubaker and Phillips' best-selling series so far concludes its second act, as every answer Charlie and Gil find brings them into more and more danger. And remember, every issue of The Fade Out is packed with essays and art that are only in the monthly comics. The Fade Out will return with issue number 9 in September. Next, we have Jupiter's Circle number 5. Sky Fox's drinking wreaks havoc on his relationships. We've also got Kaptara number 4. Our hero finds a way home, but it's only issue 4, so that seems suspect. A perfect jumping on point for people who love to collect issue 4s. Next we have Morning Glories number 47, Field Trip. And we've got The Wicked and the Divine number 13. There's one god missing in our story. It's time to finally meet Terra, goddess of God Knows. Also meet Tula Latoy, who joins Team WickDiv as the second guest artist in our Eisner-nominated series. We had to mention the Eisner nom. We're shameless. Out in trades, we've got Angela Asgard's Assassin Volume 1 Priceless trade paperback. All her life, Angela, finest warrior of the 10th realm of heaven, was raised to hate Asgard with every fiber of her being. But Angela has learned the truth about her identity. She is Thor's sister. She's an Asgardian. Now cast out of her home, Angela must strike out on her own. But how does she become a guardian of a demonic child? Why do both Asgard and Heaven want it so badly? And how does Loki fit in? Pursued by Asgardian warriors, Angela and her charge cross the realms from Earth to Vanheim, and even travel to outer space, where her teammates, the Guardians of the Galaxy, lend a hand. But she soon sees no other option than an invasion of her homeworld. That's right, Angela must fight her way into heaven. Collects Angela Asgard's Assassin number 1 through 6. And we've got Superman Volume 5 Under Fire trade paperback. In the wake of the Psy War, Lois Lane lies in a coma, unable to speak, but her newfound powers allow her to astral project in times of need. It's just this power that brings the power-hungry creature Parasite to Metropolis in search of Lois. Is there anything the Man of Steel can do, or will he lose his best friend? Collect Superman number 25 through 31. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, so be sure to check out your local comic shop to see what else is out this week. I'm sorry I couldn't produce my usual Marvel, DC, and Indies videos for this week, but I've still been traveling for some family business and visiting my new granddaughter. Of course, you can still follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.